All right, buddy. So what's your name and where you from?
Oh, what's up? What's up? Call me Pare Young, and I'm from the Philippines.
Okay, see,
Yeah.
when I read it, I read Pear Young, so it's Pate Young.
Yes, sir. Pare Young. Pare
Okay.
is kind of similar to Spanish. It's like compadre, but we say pare here in the Philippines because
Gotcha.
back in the days we got conquered by the Spaniards for like 300 something years, so we adapt a lot of Spanish words.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, enlightened. I'm already becoming enlightened, man. See, I love that stuff. I love it. I love
Yeah.
learning new things, man, and that's probably one of the reasons why I got along in prison so well. It's not like the politics over there in California or anything, but I got along with people, man. I like to learn about them. I like to hear their story. And but anyways, I'm looking forward to this, ladies and gentlemen. You have a YouTube channel, and I've seen a few videos in the feed, and anytime I see a video in the feed talking about prison, I go check it out, and usually I get them on the channel. Uh, Tell them a little bit about yourself, man. What the hell sent you to the pen? How long? What for? Where at?
For sure, for sure. Good looking out. First of all, can I just say thanks for the opportunity for having me here, bro. And
Thank you, man.
I
Thank
did
you.
check out your channel, and you got the biggest platform, and yet you're still helping a lot of people out. You're hella humble, man. I respect that. And before I forget, because my bad, you're forgetting a lot of things. I saw you do that little video with Akon about that song with Snitch Nine or whatever, and I feel you. I feel the same way. Maybe keep fucked it up
Oh,
right
you
there.
love that song too?
Yeah, because I was busted too during that time when he came out with that. So
Heartbroken, man. For real, I
uh,
wasn't even mad. I was literally sad, man. It was a sad thing for
uh,
me, you know.
yes, sir. Yeah,
But I appreciate
but
that, man. I
yeah,
appreciate all the kind words too.
sure for sure. So just a little bit something about myself. I got busted. I got charged as an adult at 15 years old because in California they can do that if they want to.
Yeah.
And what do you call this? So before I went to the pink because I was underage, I went to YA first for a couple of years before I turned 18, and then after I turned 18, that's where they sent me to CDC, the prison, and from then on, from 15, I did 13 years straight until I got out. I was already like in my 20s. So
See,
and then yes, sir.
I hate to stop you, but when someone says they're 15 and they catch a 13 clip, uh, it was something. It was something. You know what I mean? What the hell was it? I know it was something though. To get something like that at that
Oh,
age.
by the way, yeah, good question, bro. What do you call this? Yeah, because a lot of people ask me, what is this guy in here for, anyways? You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like everybody asked that, and I haven't yet got into it, so I'm gonna go address a little bit of that right here, if you don't
Oh,
mind.
you've never addressed it?
I mean, I've said in some of my comments, man, I'm here for shooting and stabbing, um, with gang enhancement, also. You know what I mean? And
Oh, okay. I mean, if you want to go into more depth, you can. But if you want to keep it just like that, hey, I'm cool too. I mean,
oh,
I knew it was gonna be something pretty probably violent to get that amount of time. That's what I was saying.
yeah,
How much you got sentenced at 15 years old to that amount of time, right?
yes, sir.
Okay, so
Uh,
when you turn 18, do they send you back to county or do they send you straight to the pen from YA?
oh, send it straight to the pin. I didn't hit the county. I didn't hit the county.
Damn, man.
Uh,
So I mean, was it a big difference? And you did time in what state you do time in? California, correct?
yep, California. But they got me out there in Arizona and Oklahoma also when they were doing that out of state thing, the
Yeah.
transfer.
Yeah,
I
I've heard
wasn't
a lot of
doing.
a lot of stories about the out of state stuff. Well, tell me, man. I mean, was it anything like YA? Were you prepared for this change in politics? Maybe I don't know. Was anything preparing you for what you're about to get into?
And I wasn't prepared for anything, man. You know what I
Oh
mean?
shit!
No choice. I had no choice. All I knew was backing down was never an option.
That's all we do know, man. And some people they're like, yeah, I am backing down. That's unfortunate, but as a man, most of us is all we know. Don't back down, regardless. You know what I mean? So
Yes, sir.
that's a good point.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm just sharing my story because a lot of people they can relate also, especially the gang members in California. So and I'm one of them. So
Yeah,
I'm
man.
just sharing.
I mean, so okay, so you got into. I mean, I don't really talk about the whole gang thing too often. I mean, but Were you a part of a well-known group that you can at least put a title on?
See, what do you call this? I'm from a Filipino gang called Jeff Rocks. It's
Okay.
pretty old. Started in 1979. I wasn't
Because
even
I don't
born
know
yet.
too much about Asian gangs at all. You know what I mean? I do know a lot of Asians out there run the Crip route,
Hmm.
but I don't know anything else other than that. You know what I mean?
Well, before, bro, there wasn't no Asian gangs before in Cali. There was only Filipino gangs, because we're one of the first ones that migrated back in the days.
Okay.
And a lot of them, they turned into like Southsider hoods, Soreños, and some of them are stayed the Filipino gang like mines. And what do you call this? Yeah, so they've been there already back in Cesar Chavez days. I don't know, back in California days,
I mean, so see, some
Mhm.
people join gang. I like to ask gang members this, man, because I mean, I got homeboys that's in gangs, and I talk to them all the time, crazy shit. I ask them
Yeah,
crazy questions, and they're like, you know what? Sometimes they'll smoke a blunt, and they'll be like, why the hell am I a gang banging? What the hell? What the hell this dude just talked me into, man? I'm about ready to quit. You know what I mean? But I don't know.
yeah,
You know, that's just how I am. You know what I mean? Because I only like to be talked to by myself, and that's it. Even if I have to roll by myself, man. Even though I fail sometimes. But look, this is the thing. When it comes to like gang banging, a lot of people join it because they either grew up in the hood. It's appealing to them. They didn't have no family. I mean, I've never heard anything from the Asian perspective. I mean, is it from something from birth? Is it something that you were around since 3 years old, or is it something that you grew into when you turned, 14 and got around the wrong crowd?
yeah, yeah. What in my case, bro? What do you call this? It was more of a culture thing, and the neighborhood also. And when I got in the hood, I was impressed with all the guns and the brotherhood and everything. They embraced me, so it was appealing to me during my time when I was a little kid, and I just started from there. And then I wanted, you're trying to be cool. You want to do what's the coolest thing that other kids are doing. So that's what I was doing, and it just went on from there until I got myself caught up in this big ass sentence.
So I
You know,
mean, were there friends of yours going around that are taking the whole book bag route? School,
yeah,
smarts,
uh,
getting ready to go to college. A lot of people when they think of California, believe it or not, and I'm not just saying this is how a lot of people look at it, man. Gang life is just everywhere. They don't picture kids going to college with book bags for the most part. They picture, hey, they're gonna grow up and become a gang member or something. You know what I mean? For people that are living outside of California, for the most part, is it like that? I mean, is there a big opportunity? Do you see a lot of people, hey, taking that book bag route, man? And do they even have a chance out there in the streets?
yeah, man. There's always an option. You don't, I didn't have to join a gang. I could have just been a square and never went to prison. Um, but that's not what happened. And yeah, a lot of folks they at a young age they recognized they saw was going to end up happening, so they chose to just like stay away from that, and that's cool. So they didn't have to go to prison altogether. Because if you're a gang member, of course you're out there wilding out. You're gonna get busted eventually, right? So that's where you're gonna end up in prison, or dead or something, or even worse, even maybe catch life in
Yeah,
prison. Because in California, you know how it is over there.
yeah,
Giving out life, it's nothing.
yeah. I just try to break it down for people because there's a lot of people out there just really don't know too much about any of this stuff. You know what I mean? I know a little bit, and I sometimes ask questions like I don't, but I try to reach everyone. You know what I mean? And I just want people to be enlightened, man, and see other cultures for what it is. In other neighborhoods. It ain't
Yeah,
like when before I went to prison. I thought
yeah,
the world revolved around me. I thought the area was just like everywhere else in the world. Then I went to prison. Then I seen all these different religions, and then I seen all these different gangs and cultures. You're wrapped around in one circle, and you see it, and you realize you're just a little damn drop in a bucket, and nothing matters, man. You see people dying left and right, and it's just like, welcome to the real world. Are you significant or not, man? And that's why I want people to
yeah.
see that it ain't as small. There's it's such a wide variety out there, especially when it comes to prison.
Yeah, I feel it, bro. I want to learn everything too, and I really like what you're doing. Also, man, you're open minded to everything and shit, man.
For sure, man. I appreciate that. You know, and California, man. When I started learning about that, I said, Jesus, that shit is crazy. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? Like, it's really crazy. To see how
I'm
that.
curious.
You know, I mean,
Uh,
tell me about it. I mean, how was it for you seeing black car, white car, black phone, white phone, shower, Asian, all this separation? What the hell did you think of this, man?
um, when I went to prison, a lot of all the homies explained this is for the politics are in there for to keep a smooth program, you know. And I had no choice but to go by the code, go by the policy, what they were doing, because it was already been existing like that when I got there.
I mean,
And
can you go into a little bit of detail, like your first day going in there, the person or spokesperson for that, whatever, coming up to you and giving you the lowdown? I mean, can you go into a little bit of detail into that?
it's crazy because I came from CYA, and CYA was a whole different world. A bunch of kids, gang banging, but everybody was going home. Everybody had a date, every had a parole date. But when I went to CDC, that's where people are, there are a lot of lifers over there, and they're not going home. That's their house, and pretty much all that gang banging don't really mean anything in the pin because it's all about racial now. It's a lot of racial segregation. That's your people. That's your car. That's where you're gonna end up with. That's who you're gonna sail up with. Those are your family pretty much. If you end up catching life, you're gonna be stuck with them forever. So
Yeah.
yeah, so we're gonna end up just hanging around with them. When I got there, we already everything was already established. You have your designated workout area, your bars, your dip bars. You have your designated showers.
I mean,
Um,
did a white guy come up to you? Did a black dude come up to you? Asian guy? Filipino? I mean, did who came up to you first?
oh, the Asians came up to me first. The Asians came up to me first because they saw me. I look Asian also, and they wanted to ask if I'm from my Asian gang or who I'm riding with. And I told them I'm from a Filipino gang, so that's whom I was riding with. They know my hood. It's an old school
Okay.
hood too, so they know about it. And immediately I'm in there. I'm in there. I didn't have to. There was no. I didn't have to prove nothing and stuff like that. They accepted me. They embraced me. Stuff like that. My paperwork's clean. Um, so
Well, that's
it
good.
was.
That's a good thing. That's always an
Yeah,
excellent thing, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't know about the paperwork in California, that's almost everything out there, right? That's your rep sheet, I guess you could say. If you got some bad paperwork, you might as well just roll it up, you know. But
they're gonna kill me, man.
yeah. Look. Let me ask you this, man. Well, I was gonna say something. What was it? Okay, yeah, we were talking about something a little bit before this, and I said we were gonna touch into it. And since we're going along the lines of the separation, going into prison with the races, a lot of people have said that in some county jails and even some prisons, maybe, um, that the Asian car falls under the black car uh, for the most part when it comes down to riot time. Is it like that?
Yeah. Just yesterday, I seen you. I seen that one episode you had with that Asian dude in the dorm when he was getting pulled. Yeah,
From
and he
LA
was talking
County,
about
man, that was a crazy ass story, man.
with the long hair, man. Yeah, the
Yeah,
Asian guy,
he
man.
was a good dude, man. I like him, man. I like the guy, man.
He sounds hella cool. He sounds hella cool. He's
Yeah.
he's good at talking too. He got stuff.
For sure, for sure. I got to get him back on, by the way. But anyways, yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, but just to set things straight, no, we don't ride with the blacks. The blacks go to war with somebody else. That's them. And then when we go to war, we just go to war by ourselves. They don't back us up. No, it doesn't work like that.
Okay, now, I mean, have you ever seen that scenario at all in any type of situation or ever heard of it?
I heard of it like I don't know, maybe like in YA or juvenile hall, stuff like that. Because a lot of Asians, they Crips,
Yeah.
and Bloods. So and like especially in Long Beach, they get along with them in Long Beach, so they're hella cool with them. That's their family. But they're like in the streets. They're like that. But not all the Asians are Crips and Bloods. like us, we Filipino gangs,
Well,
and
what happens with that? Do y'all have, kind of like, let's say, put into perspective, the woods
yeah.
see a white guy running crip. They're gonna try to kill him for the most part in some situations, or try to remove him or whatever. If they don't come to some kind of agreement, I don't know, whatever. But is it like that? Would you say for you seeing someone running with the Crips that's
What?
Filipino, that should be, is it like that? Some similar in that way?
Yes. Don't get me wrong. There, for example, there's an Asian guy or a Samoan homie that came there, and for example, he's from Park Village. That's like a known Crip gang, or I'm sorry, I think Crip or Blood in that area. But anyways, yeah, he has the option. Is he gonna choose his people to ride with his people, or he wanna gang bang and be with the Crip?
Yeah.
And it's up to him, and there, he can go either way, or like for example, a white guy.
Yeah.
Uh, what do you call this? In the streets, he grew up with all Crips or Blood or whatever. He goes to the pin, and that's who he's comfortable with. He has the option also, man. Like, man, I'm banging with this. I'm getting banged out. I can't relate with you guys, and that's what's gonna end up happening. He's gonna be with the blood car or the Crip car,
Okay.
and how that's just gonna be how it is.
Yeah. Uh it's wild, man, talking about California prisons. I hate to.
Yeah,
It sucks that we have to. We don't have to, but in order for people to really get a better idea, we got to bring up the race stuff. That's just how it is in California. Who do y'all, or who would you say? Because some organizations like the Whites, I heard they sometimes, if they were to pick friends, it might be the Southsiders or whatever. And Northerners and blacks, in certain occasions might, do whatever. That's what I heard. And is it like that with you? Is there a certain group or ethnicity that y'all might lean towards to in case of help or strategy needs?
okay, I kind of get what you're saying because I hear a lot of I hear them talking about this side of the day room and this side of the day room.
Oh, break
Well,
it down, man. Break it down, man.
yeah, yeah. Well, you already know about the north and south
Yeah.
beef. So what do you call this? That goes way, way back. You know. So of course they can't be on the same side of the day room for safety issues, security issues, stuff like that. Sometimes in the other penitentiaries in the Northern California, where they have Nortes and South and Soreños on the same yard, what's gonna end up happening is if there's two day rooms, the Norte would be on this side, kind of far away from the South side, and the South side would be over here,
And they got to
and they
share with the whites and blacks.
would have
Yeah.
there because they probably have some history together from back in the days that I don't know about. Um, but yeah, whoever is just for safety and security issue, but it doesn't necessarily mean that if shit kicks off, everybody's involved.
Yeah,
Everybody
I'm
got
I'm trying to put it in like a very, not I'm not trying to say allegiances or alliances. I'm just trying to say, that's the best way of housing, I guess you could say. Or if y'all are gonna be in contact with each other, what group? I mean, where would you fit in? Where would y'all fit in? What side of the day room do y'all go to? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Because I know
yeah.
I know there's only really two. There's only two, really. You know what I mean?
What do you call this? How do you say this? Yeah. So pretty much.
Are y'all
Yeah,
able to go either side? Are y'all just able to do whatever or go walk ever?
well, the good thing about us, Asian Islander car, we neutral. So me personally, I was able to do business with everybody, and unfortunately, in their case, they can't just openly do business with everybody, stuff like that.
Y'all
So we
got the
got
best of both worlds,
yeah.
man. Y'all making money, man.
Yeah,
Oh shit! I would have been. Hey, I don't know. You think I could have fit in as what is it? Asian Islander? Is that what the car is called?
yes, sir, Asian Islander car.
I don't
And
know,
what's
man. Shit.
you know what,
See, that's like how it
what
is over here. You just mingle with whoever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm curious over there in the East Coast too, because I guess you guys are just all together and just like whatever, huh? Or
They
something
just the only time they
wild
ever
out.
the only time I've ever seen any kind of separation was I was in a jail called Norfolk City Jail for a little bit, and they have a blood floor and a crip floor. But I mean,
Oh,
that's like the hood, you know what I mean? But when it comes to race, there ain't none of that. The only time they'll ever like separate is, let's say, a white dude just got raped in that block or something. They ain't never gonna put a white guy in that block again. You know, and there was a few blocks in the jails I was in that was known for that, and no white guys would ever be housed in there. So I mean, it's crazy. But they never really ever. They just throw you in, man. It's a melting pot. Welcome to jail. Hey, talk to anyone you want. You know, sleep right on top. You know, anything goes for the most part. But if you're gang banging,
no.
there's a little bit more. I guess you could say a little more separation from the regular old GP crowd, but in structure and politics and stuff. But nothing like California. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
It is what it is, and that's what was so fascinating to me when I started doing all this prison stuff. You know, was damn, it's totally different, and that's when I was like, man, people gotta see this. Cause see, when I first started doing this, right, I was doing it from the perspective that prison that I went to was like that in everywhere. You know,
Oh, I see.
so I'm giving out information to people based upon only what I've seen. But I'm kind of grouping, and this was my early videos. I was small minded. Then I started learning comments, people bashing me. This, that, that's how they do it here. They didn't have this, that, there. And then I started opening up my mind. Boom, boom, boom. And then evolving. And then boom. And I realized people got to know, man, whatever state they're at, to be prepared in case they shit hits a fan. You know what I mean? And that's why I'm here, man. So I appreciate you coming a part of this fold, man, and really breaking it down for us. I mean, if there was some, I guess you could say, cheat codes to prison, man. I'm a gamer, man, so I tend to use gaming lingo
Oh,
sometimes, man. You know what I mean? Like the hidden secret to survival, you know?
oh man, in California, prison politics is just all about respect. It's just don't disrespect anybody because they'll have no choice but to fire on you. It's just all about respect and stay in your lane. Always think about the car. Don't just think about yourself. Don't get everybody caught up. And if don't be a dolphin also, because if you get into that so deep and doing drugs and you start racking up debts, then you're gonna get everybody caught up.
Was that a big
And,
thing in y'all's car?
man, we got some
Truthful,
homies that,
truthful now. You know, I know it's huge in California, man. I'm just want the
yeah,
truthful answer. Was it something big, something that individuals in that car got to look out for, man? Was it something serious like that?
I'm gonna use my homie as an example. I got a homie from the hood, and this guy's crazy, man. He always racking up debts because his addiction is just too much, and he's pretty much buying a lot of dope from all different races with no intention of paying them, and he'll just take the stabbing because
What?
the other cars they'll give heads up out of respect. Hey, you know, your homie is fucking up. He owes us this, so it's either we're gonna tell them, do you want red or green? Green is we'll just pay you, or red, we're gonna stab our homie, and better than you kicking doing a big ass problem. So what's gonna end up happening is like, man, we don't care about the money, just stab that dude. So in the yard we have to stab whoever needs to be stabbed.
Let me.
And that my homie, the one that I'm using an example, he got stabbed 3 times in different yards that I know. Maybe now I don't know if there's more, but from what I know. And funny thing is, other people, the dolphins, when they hear something about them getting stabbed, they already lock it up, piece it up, and then others don't piece it up after that one stabbing, and then others don't piece it up till that second stabbing. But this particular homie that I'm talking about from the hood, he never piece it up. He just take the stabbing, man.
That shit is crazy, man.
Yeah.
Oh shit. So let me ask. So they would ask you to remove. Well, there would be occasions where whoever owed the debt, they would say, "Hey, you need to remove them. Your people needs to do it." There's times where that happens, correct? Well, I was
And
just
within,
I was just thinking of a
go,
scenario. Okay, let's say you had to do that. All right,
yeah.
I might mess with dude. You know what I mean? Is there ever times where you might send kite or some kind of message, say, hey, we're gonna hit you up, man, but it ain't gonna be too bad. We're gonna look out for you. You know what I mean? And like choke up on the blade a little bit, man, and send them off
yeah,
safely.
yeah.
Is there ever
Just to pay.
times like that?
Yeah. Uh, the thing is, people are gonna be watching, and they're gonna see if you went weak. It's also ain't gonna be in your name
Yeah.
if you didn't down like that. See, what some people or a lot of people probably don't know about our car. We got our own politic inside the car because there's so many races from our car also. And for example, a Khmer homie or Cambodian homie is owing a lot of debt. Me as a Filipino, I can't stab homie. Out of respect, we gotta ask the Khmer homies first, the Cambodian homies first, and then they're gonna do it because their pride also is not gonna let another race touch their people also. So it just depends. Like our car, there's also cars
Y'all the
with
biggest car within the car? Filipinos the
yeah,
biggest car within the Asian Pacific car?
not necessarily because there's yards also where the Vietnamese are the deepest or the Chinese are the deepest, but they have their own little thing. But we're
Yeah.
still all on their car. But everybody got their own little thing also, and us, the Pinoys, we got our own thing also. So there's a lot of shit
A
from
lot of
different.
shit. That's exactly it, my friends. A lot of shit, man. Jesus. It sounds like it could get very confusing in the Asian car since you
Man,
got all the different islands and countries and stuff, That sounds very, very
yeah.
confusing as hell, man. Is there ever times where? Well, no, I'm not gonna ask that. That's a little too deep. I ain't gonna ask that.
Just bombs away, bro. I'm
No,
expecting you to
I ain't
bomb.
gonna ask that, man. Let me ask. Okay, let me.
Yeah.
You've seen some vicious prisons. What's the most dangerous prison you've seen, man? What's the most dangerous one, or the scariest one? Hardest time,
My hardest time, bro. Because when I was in Pelican Bay, that we didn't have no war
Oh,
with
damn, you been to
anybody.
Pelican
So
Bay? Oh
yes, sir.
shit.
So
Let's
I was
hear it, man. Let's hear it.
I well, I mentioned on JD's thing on interview my first day room over there. White boy was doing removal, I guess, and they slashed him right in front, like right next to me, blood everywhere. That was my first day room in Pelican Bay, and we call this, yeah. So it's crazy over there, but
Well,
I was
welcome to
doing.
Pelican Bay, my friend. You've made it to the pinnacle. This is the
Yeah,
pinnacle.
yeah.
I mean, did dude die?
Oh, I don't know what happened if he died or not, but he got
Yeah, that's
taken
scary.
out.
That's wild, man. How old were you when you seen that?
Was 18, man. I
Oh,
was
so
still a
you
little
went
kid. I
there.
was
You went there pretty much right off the break.
yes. My reception was Tracy's DVI first, and then my main line was the Pelican Bay. But the worst 180 and level four that I've been that I experienced was that Kern Valley one when we had no choice but to go to war with the whites. So that was serious right there.
Where at?
Because Kern Valley State Prison,
Kern
Medellin.
Valley. I hear stories of people dying over there left and right, man.
Yeah. But the most dangerous thing for me, if you ask me, was the Mini 14. If the police are gonna shoot you with a Mini 14.
Oh, so you were around when they were using live rounds and stuff? I heard they switched over. They don't use live rounds or some kind of bullets or something now because they used to ricochet or something.
If the police is cool, man, he'll shoot you with the block gun first. But usually in a level 4 180, there's no warning shots. If they want to, they can just legally shoot you in the head if they see you stabbing some another guy.
You seen any of those puppies in action?
I've seen one, the homie, they shot him right here in the
Damn.
arm. Yeah,
Full round? A real round?
Mini 14. I
Yeah,
don't know what kind of bullet.
there's this guy. I don't know if you've seen his YouTube channel. I'll give him a quick little shout out, man. Dubs, man. He
Oh, I
said,
heard of him, but
yeah, he's an old head. no disrespect, you young at heart. He plays duty too, man. You know, Call of Duty. But he seems like a good guy, man. He told me some pretty wild stuff in the comments one day about mini 14s, man, and you know, I can only imagine. And I heard some crazy stories from other people, and you know, I mean
For me,
that's what it is in those high levels. Even over here in Virginia, they'll use live fire, you know, quick as hell.
okay,
But
yeah, that's the most dangerous thing. That's the most deadly thing because somebody stab you, you can still survive.
yeah, for sure, you know.
Yeah.
Mm. All right, so you get into this prison, man, Pelican Bay. I mean, you get any fights there? What was your first fight over, man, in prison? I know it might not have been Pelican Bay, but let's just bypass for 1 second. What was your first fight about, man?
Ah, okay. My first fight was just some misunderstanding with my celly and me being a young dude. Also came from YA, still gang banging. Um, he was just oh boy, he was also a youngster man from the streets, but he got life, so he probably stressed out, and everybody's stressed out, you know. And for some, I wanted to program. I wanted to be as disciplined as I can. That's where my head's at. So at morning time, I want to be up because that's what the homies told me. Be ready, roll up your mattress, and I was doing that and was doing that. But this guy, he don't care. He wasn't doing that, man. And
And
what he
he
wanted,
was an Asian cat too.
it was also I've been Asian cast. Yes, that was my first youngster Sally.
Okay.
When we first got there, we were cool, man, because that's our peoples. We ain't got no choice but to be cool and get along because you know we're outnumbered by everybody, and plus you know that's what the older homie says. And yeah, but this guy, he be doing it on purpose, man. He as soon as the program starts in the morning, he'll sleep, and I would tell him, hey bro, you know, what's up, man? We gotta be ready. He's not trying to hear me. I'm also a youngster just like him. He's only gonna listen to his older folks, but he don't care. So, and then I guess in the program, you know, in the cell, there's a lot of friction and stuff like that. And you know,
Just
one
fired off on
morning,
his ass one day, huh?
yeah, yeah, I had no choice.
Hey, I've had one of those moments, man, where you just couldn't take it no more, man. You know what I mean?
Uh,
And it is what
uh,
it is. I mean, he could have caused you to get in some trouble too, though, right?
yeah, my older Pinoys, they talk to me, and his older OGs, Vietnamese, talk to him. They set them up with him, and they kind of trained him and checked him also.
Well, that's what's up, man.
Uh,
So that was in Pelican Bay.
yes, that was in Pelican Day.
What was the lockdown status for it? I know, isn't there like two different lockdown statuses for the yard? Well, they got the shoe, and they got GP. What was it for GP? Was it like 20 and 4 or something like that?
Well, let me tell you right now, from my experience, B yard was the fucked up yard. A yard was more of a program yard. They were having more yards in A yard. In B yard, they always fucking you over in yards. And they would just like cancel yard, man. They'll play with you. They say, get ready for yard. And next thing you know, they're yard cancel, man. And even if you do get yard, you just be out there for like 15, 30 minutes. And I don't know, they're just doing as bad. But we ain't got no choice because we're over there. So, but in the shoe, that's where they have the shoe also. Pelican Bay shoe
Yeah.
in the
I
back.
mean, so what's the lockdown status over in the I know the yard you probably didn't. We used to have buildings that got yard more than us sometimes too. We would stare out the window like sad puppies at them dudes, man. You know what I mean? Like that was my wait bitch, man. I had that thing waiting for me, man. You know, and then you got guys staring out the window like that fool better not touch my pack. He better not touch
Yeah.
my pack. You know? He's locked down. He can't get out. We can't get to the yard, you know. But what
Me
was it?
too. I'm one of those guys looking
Yeah,
out the window.
you know. But I mean, what's the lockdown status in there? Was it? Were you in the cell? What was it? 2-man cells? I mean, well, you said it was 2-man
Oh,
cells.
that's right.
How long were you in there? I mean, how long was it just a toss up? Sometimes you'd be in there for a couple of days or what?
Yeah, man. Sometimes you get lucky to have 2 yards in 1 week. I remember this. I remember this, and man, they'll just I don't know. Sometimes they'll just be making stuff up. Something's missing, like a knife is missing or metal is missing from the kitchen. So they'll have to do search. They always do a lot of search over there.
How does the kitchen work in Pelican Bay, man? Do y'all have to walk somewhere or what?
Uh, they have the main kitchen in A yard. That's where they get all the food in pans, and then they will distribute it to all the yards: B yard, Pelican Bay Shoe, gym, and all that stuff. But the main kitchen is in A yard. So in B yard, they have the little kitchens over there, and they'll send it the pans. All they have to do there is heat up the food. So that's what they were eating, and sometimes that's where you know
I
what do
mean,
you
they
call
had a
this?
cafeteria, or did they bring it to your cell?
Bring it to your cell.
Yeah.
They bring it to your cell. They don't walk the chow over there. Kind of
Okay.
dangerous also walking the
Yeah.
chow.
Yeah. I mean, you would think if they give them yard, they'd let them walk to chow.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it, at least. But because I mean, but then again, I mean, yeah, it's high level, man. There's some dangerous fools out there, man, for sure. Uh, all right. Well, what before we leave Pelican Bay, man, and I don't want to hear too many of your stories because I want people to go over and check out your stuff. And I know it's very early and it's getting late on my end because, of course, we got a huge time difference. But some people say, level 5, level 6, terrifying to them. It's. Scary as shit. But some people say, man, why are you gonna be worried? I mean, yeah, there's some dangerous people in there, but you're on lock pretty much most of the time. Would you say, in your opinion, in California, this is like a toss up between two people. They could have their own opinion, either which one's worse. But from doing time in California, which one would you say is worse? Worst level prison to be in? Uh,
Okay. For me, California, if these are the prisons you want to avoid, man. Of course, all the 180 design level 4, Pelican Bay and High Desert, but they strategically put those prisons so far away in the middle of nowhere from your family also. So a lot of people are mad about that. Uh,
Would you say?
and
Well, see, this is what I'm saying. Would you say that the lockdown status of Pelican Bay makes it a little bit safer than
the
let's say a lower lockdown status like a level 4,
oh, I see what you
Kern
mean.
Valley or something? Which one do you
Yeah.
think? Because of the lockdown status, do you think it would make it a little bit safer than the other one, even though it's a higher level?
Okay, I kind of get what you mean. It's what do you call this? It's safer, of course, if you don't go out to yard that much. But depending on where you're at, because sometimes you're in a place where nobody would really stab anybody because people are like going home. Like for example, the out of state where everybody has parole dates. So in the yard, it's kind of cool because it's probably just regular fights. But in the 180s, where damn near 99% of everybody got life and no hands policy, meaning they're gonna use a weapon. That's a little bit more dangerous. When you have a weapon, people can die from the weapons.
Yeah, man. I ain't never heard that shit in my life over here, and I've been to prison twice. But then again, I'm not a gang member. I've never heard no hands policy in my life, man.
Oh,
So when I first heard that, it was pretty crazy. It was pretty damn crazy. I heard actually that they maybe got rid of that policy in a lot of places, man. That used to hold it, strongly. I don't know. There's a lot of changes going on in California prison right now, dude. I heard that they broke down all PC units. They integrated all of it. Is that what you heard as well? Or have
yeah,
you
yeah.
seen any of that?
I was in contact with some homies also in the pen when I got out, and they were telling me what they were doing, and a lot of them had no choice but to take off on them. Take off on the, for example, a sex offender or somebody that's dirty. They're forcing them to bringing them in the main line. So our homies, they had no choice to take off. And I was hearing a lot of things about that. Luckily, I was already out, man.
Yeah,
You
see, it's
know,
it's strange because see, I've been following a lot of this when it was happening, And believe it or not, there was a lot of tabloids, a lot of stories coming up in the news about, oh, people are going to die left and right. People were banging on the doors as soon as they put them in to get them the hell back out, you know, because they were integrating, trying it for the first time. And those guys would go in the block and they were ready to kill them as soon as they came in, and they would come running. And I heard stories about that. And I was following up on it as all this was going on. But it kind of got dwindled out with the whole thing going on, you know, worldwide with the whole COVID situation. That's all you hear nowadays about prison is about what's going on with that. So I haven't heard anything about what's going on with the integration, if it's even working. I mean, is people dying from this shit? I mean, is people becoming more acceptable of it? I mean, have you heard word from anyone on this situation?
The only thing that I know is I think it's because PC are becoming more and more deeper now than mainline.
Yeah.
So they're kind of running out of places to put them. So, and plus the CDC, they want to try to change up the game. They want to control the thing. So they're forcing people, but the inmates are fighting back. Like, no, this is how we're gonna do it. But it's kind of hard to do that when the PC is like way more deeper now, because nobody want to go by the code no more. Nobody want to abide by the convict code, right? So, hey, man, we're just going to join the Snitch 9 generation, man. That's what's cool right now. And
hey, look. Listen,
Yeah.
man, I said this. I've been saying this, okay? And from seeing that everything's going on, just within the 3 years I've been doing this shit, I've been seeing huge changes, man. And people say California will never change. California will never change. But you know what? If it keeps happening like you say, waves and waves upon waves of PC, and they're trying to go to just in a different political aspect of more free-minded and just chilling type of, or whatever, no rules, anarchy, whatever, I could definitely see change happening and becoming something more less structured and more like the East Coast in many ways. You know what I mean? Talk to whoever. Hey, people men sleeping with other men and just walking around like it's nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think within the next 40 years, it might just happen, man. Do you think that that's a possibility?
That's a possibility, man.
Oh, it's a possibility, man.
A lot of people, they're not going to go for that. And a lot of people are going to catch time. They might even catch life.
Yeah, a lot of people are going to die probably, man.
Yeah.
Sad to say, but...
Yeah, sad to say, man. Luckily, like I said again, a lot of miracles happen. So thank God I'm out of there.
Thank the Lord above, man. Same here, man. And all right, but I ain't gonna take too much more time. You know, I'd like to bring you on again, maybe later on in the future, and get a little more information from you, man. Chop it up. I really enjoyed this. You know, go ahead and tell the people where they can find you, man. Where if they want to hear more about you and your story, break it down for them.
I want to thank you again, man, for this opportunity.
Hey, thank you for becoming a part of the channel, man.
Yeah, bro. What do you call this? Yeah, to those that are, that want to look for my channel, it's called Pare Young. Pare Young, Young. And my IG is also Pare Young. So just hit me up, everybody. And yeah, bro.
Well, tell them, what are you doing exactly over there? Because I've seen your videos, but like I said, I ain't dove into them. What can they expect?
You can expect me just,
Is it going to be all prison content?
Oh, no. This is going to be
okay.
whatever content. But as long as I'm making a change and making an example of myself to the other young ones to not go the same route, stuff like that. And
hell yeah, man.
To those that got out also, don't go back. Look at me. I'm doing okay. I'm in a corporate office world right now. I'm doing good.
You're damn right, man. Hey, look.
Drugs. Stay away from drugs, man.
Hell
you can't
yeah.
win.
Hell yeah. Hey, this is your brain on drugs, my friend. You know? You remember those old ass commercials? I don't know, with the fried egg, but yeah. I appreciate you, man. Like I said, and I enjoyed this. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to have everything pinned in the comment section description of the video for y'all to go follow him. And man, I hope some people go on over there, man. I really enjoyed this, man, and hopefully you don't become a stranger and keep in touch out there. All right, man.
Sure, bro. Yeah, I appreciate it. Good looking up, man.